Hello, boys and girls, and everything between and beyond. My name is V, and welcome to this little guide for Overwatch 2. Since it's a free game, I suspect there will be a lot of new players. And since there are a large arsenal of heroes to pick from, I thought I would do a little tier list for new players. And the tier list is gonna be up here in yes, play them. They are good for new players. Then try them out. They are more very specific in what they do compared to other games that are similar to the genre as Overwatch 2. That need some practice. So, once again, are a bit more specific with what they do. I will make some explanation further on. Hard but fun. Same needs more practice, but they are fun to play as a new character. And then lastly, you need a lot of practice. Those are the heroes that you have to you might need 100 hours on that one hero to be able to be really good with it, to understand that hero. So with that said, let's continue on. Starting with Moria. It's a solid yes in my opinion. She's a support character, but she can do a decent amount of damage as well, and she has some ability when she basically disappears up in smoke, which makes her it makes it very easy for her to disappear if she's in a bad position with a lot of enemies around. Second, Junkrat is also a yes. Not the reason why he's in yes and not tried him out is because it does a lot of damage, and he is, once you figure out a few tricks, which you will do very easily and very early on, he's easy to move around with. Kinda squishy, but if you are new and playing with new players, you're gonna have a fun time with Junkrat. And Kiriko need a lot of practice. She's the newest hero, and she's also a support, but you're gonna need a lot of practice. I have tried her out a couple of games. She's above my skill level to make good plays with her for the moment. She's fun, but need a lot of practice. I don't know about 100 hours that I mentioned before, but you're gonna need a lot of practice with her to be able to use her on a higher level. Torb is also a yes. It's damage, and it's just mainly fun. It's just a fun, a fun little guy to run around with and just smash things with his hammer if he's close enough. I don't think it does much damage. It also has a turret that you can place, and if you place it at the right places, it's gonna be very annoying for the enemy team. Now, Doomfist. As we say, hard but fun. It's a tank, a very weak tank, in my opinion. but also I am not very good with like the very mobile tanks. He's a very mobile, like you can fly around the map once you get to, if you learn his skills. But it's hard, at least from my experience, it's very hard to master, and you're gonna need to put in quite a lot of hours to be good as with Doomfist. But it's a lot of fun. May try them out. They are not very hard to learn, but they are very much like you not need to enjoy her kind of gameplay to have enough fun to be good with her. I haven't played her much because I don't find her very fun. But if you have or are up against a good May player, they can be the difference of a win or loss in a game. Soldier 76 is a solid yes. If you played first-person shooters before, Soldier 76 is a solid choice. And yeah, if you just want to shoot things and have like a kind of a one-time rocket launcher, you can use every, I don't remember how long the cooldown is, but every a couple of seconds, he's a good choice. If you want to play DPS and don't know where to start, I would say Soldier is a good starting character to just get to understand how Overwatch works in general, and then you can start to discover the other heroes. Mercy, I would say yes. She probably needs a lot more skill than people give her credit for. Like good, like yeah, how to word this? Like a good Mercy player is not rare, but a really good Mercy player is extremely rare, so to say. But she is easy enough that as if you want to try support, I would say her and Moria is a solid first pick. And Reaper, I would say he's up there with Soldier. Pretty, like, if you have played shooter games before, or they are similar enough, Reaper or have this thing where he can go to like mist form when he can't get damaged, or if you get into a spot when you're surrounded by enemies, you can use that and try and get away. And if you time it right, you can get in, do a lot of damage, and then get out. Next one, Ana. Ana's one of my favorite support to play. She does... Alright, I'm just gonna say she needs some practice. You actually need a lot more than just a little practice to be good with her. But I would say you need some practice with her to have fun with her. So, and she is one of the best healers. But the skill level is a bit more above than like Mercy and Moria to be like a good healer or a good support. She has some offensive things she can do, which I think is better than Moria's, but it takes much more like mechanical skills to pull them off. Brigitte, try them out. Brigitte is probably my absolute favorite support hero to play. I think Brigitte and Anna is among the two of the three support players I love to play. But she has no like ranged attack really. She is melee, and unless you play her well, you're probably gonna fall back on healing. I played her enough that I know how to heal with her, but like I have probably at least 20 to 30 hours on her. So try her out. If you find her fun, then go with her. But as a new player, I would not recommend her like in the first couple of games. But I would recommend her as to try out. Reinhard, I want to put him in yes, but he is kind of the same as Brigitte. He has a ranged attack, but it's very slow, and then he has just a big hammer that he swings around. He also has a huge shield, so he's probably my favorite tank to play, just because it's something so have such a satisfaction to just swing your hammer and go boom on the enemy team. Just a good day. Bastion, I would say put him in yes. He's quite boring in my opinion, but he does a lot of damage. If you go against a Reinhardt, he's really good to take down the shield, and like he's a boring but a safe DPS. And let's see, Genji, hard but fun. He's very fast. Like you're gonna need to be able to make swift decisions and have good reflexes with Genji. So I would put him need a lot of practice, but he's just too fun to put there. So he have shuriken, so he has a ranged attack, but his ultimate is a melee attack, and he has that's I would probably wait to try him out until you have a bit of the map knowledge and know a bit more of how the game works. But a very fun DPS to play. Wrecking Ball, need a lot of practice. It's probably, I would say, it's probably one of the best tanks in the game, but he's one of those you need 100 hours on just this hero to understand him well enough and have the mechanics of him in your muscle memory to be able to play him well. He's fun if you like being a troll, or so to say, and just annoy the enemy team and do just a lot of just do a lot of annoying things. If you like that kind of gameplay, Wrecking Ball or the hamster, as most people say, are perfect fits. But same with Genji. I would say you need a few, well, maybe 2 to 5 hours in Overwatch to understand the game before I would recommend trying him out. Cassidy. So is one of those, try them out. I think he's good, but you need a bit more. You need a little higher mechanical skills to be able to use him properly. Like with Soul 76 and Reaper, you have. It's a lot more forgiving if you or if your aim is not on point all the time. Cassidy, you need your aim to be a lot better than for Soldier or Reaper. Zenyatta need some practice. It's the DPS among the supports, and it doesn't do much healing, but once he has this thing when he put like a healing orb on a player, and then it just heals passively, so you don't have to think about it. Then you can go back to focus on the enemy team to throw your other balls against them to damage them. You also have a ball that prevents enemies to get healed or limiting their heals. Or I don't really remember. I have played them very little, but if you have a good Zenyatta player on your team, you're gonna have it much easier to kill the enemies. Orisa, I would say try them out. They are pretty fun, but it is a specific kind of game, play style you need to enjoy to have fun with her. She's a tank. No, I wouldn't say she's top tier, maybe mid tier tank at the moment. And yeah, she looks cool, but that's about it. I don't really like her personally, but I think her rework have made her like she's worth to try out. And Roadhog, I would also put him in tryout. I would like to put him in yes as well, just because he has so much survivability on his own. But what makes him good is specific, very easy to learn skills. But if you don't know about them in the beginning, and you will learn about them very fast, I can promise you that if you're new to the game. But I would say, like, watch someone that have some hours on Roadhog play him, or just see what other Roadhog players do as you play before trying him out. Cause yeah, he can one shot a squishy, like a 200 health point character, but only if you know how. Let's see. Symmetra, I don't really like her. I think she's very boring to play, and her she's very map specific. So I would say, like, try her out. If you like to play more defensive, she might be a good pick. I would not recommend it. Overwatch is not really a defensive game. So she has very good defense, but I don't see how. Like, for me, that's just she's a very specific pick for those who enjoy her playstyle. Lucio, solid, yes. Best support hero in the game, in my opinion. When I play him, I can do easily like 10k heal in like one run. And he's super fast, super easy to move around, and he has this thing in an aura, or like he's a circle around him, that everyone within it gets healed or a speed boost. So, and I'm far from a super Lucio player. I have way little understanding on how to use him properly to be a really good Lucio player, but he's super fun and super good. So if you like to shoot things and want to heal, I would say he's the first pick. If you want to be more of a support, Moria and Mercy, I would probably say it's a better first pick for if you're a completely new player. But I would say Lucio is, if you want to play support, Lucio is probably one of the heroes you just gonna have to learn, because he's been good for a very long time. Centrea, try her out. She's one of the better tanks, in my opinion, but I would probably say needs some practice. Like, she's tanky-ish. She has a weapon that you can, to explain her, you put like a defensive orb on yourself or one of your teammates that lasts about a second, or a bit more, and it can protect up to 200 damage, and all that damage goes magically to her gun, which powers it so she does more damage. So if you're good with Centrea, you can wreck the enemy like non-stop, depending on how good the enemy team is, of course. But yeah, she's a very, very solid tank in my opinion, but she needs practice and you need to understand the game. So if you want to play tank, she's not a first pick. I would say like Rhine or Orisa, maybe even Hog, would be like a better first pick before you try her out. Ashe, I would say yes. She's very fun. She's probably one of the most fun DPSs you can play, in my opinion. But like, it's the same like Soldier and both Soldier, Torb, the Reaper and Junkrat are all much more forgiving when it comes to aim. You need to have a not good, but at least decent aim with Ashe. But her ult, like if you just can get if you just use her dynamite and can just do enough damage to get her ult a few times each game, you will have a good time with playing as Ashe. Sojourn, I would also put her in yes. I actually say that she's slightly more difficult than Soldier 76. Yeah, like they're similar. They're similar but very different as well. Her ult and like secondary fire needs a lot more aim than Soldiers. Tracer need a lot of practice. I am a terrible Tracer. I have managed to get some wins with her, but I am a terrible tracer. You're gonna need a lot of practice if you with her, but she is very fun. But I would say you need more practice there, then you're gonna have fun with her. And Widow, you need some practice. She's a sniper, which means you have to be very good at aiming. She's my favorite DPS to play. I am not very good with her, but her and Ash is the one I have the most fun with. Yes, because it's my the kind of playstyle that I very much enjoy. Let's see, Hanzo, hard but fun. He's also considered like a sniper character. You don't have like a sniper in the same sense as with Black Widow, that you look into look in so you can see further. But I would say they are needs equal amount of practice, but I would say for most players I believe Hanzo is more fun. He has a bit more things happening with him with his skills and arsenal that probably makes him more fun to play for new players. And yeah, and I would not say he's easier easier hero, but for new players I think he's easier to get kills with than with Widow. Sombra, I would say try them out. They are a very specific playstyle, but it's more something when you have learned and understand it, you will know how to play her, at least the basics of her. Then with everyone here, every hero, if you practice with one, you're just gonna get better and better, be able to do all those cool trick things that you see over on YouTube, or here on YouTube, so to say. But yeah, she can go invincible, hack things. She's a very specific playstyle. It's not really my cup of tea, and they are super annoying when I go against a good Sombra player, especially when I'm playing as Widow. But yeah, I would say she's worth to try out just because she has such a specific playstyle. Winston, you're gonna need some practice. He's is one of the best tanks in my opinion. I'm not very good at him, just because he's more of a dive style, which means that you go into the enemy, do some damage and then get out, basically. You dive in and dive out. So, and you're gonna rely a bit more on your team with Winston. So I wouldn't say he's a first pick for new players. I wouldn't say he's as hard to understand as Centrea, but I would say that get a understanding on how Overwatch 2 works before you try him out. Diva, solid, yes. It's probably the best tank to start as. She has this defense matrix thing that if you right click, all the projectiles you just eat up. So, and all projectiles, every gun that shoots just disappears within the area of her defense matrix. Ash's dynamite gets eaten as well, and there are like I don't know in Overwatch 1 like some of the ults got eaten as well. Like Centrea's ult could be gotten eaten by D.Va. I don't know if that's still the case, but yeah, basically all. I don't know if Sigma's rock will be eaten, but yeah. Anyhow, if you want to start as a tank in Overwatch, I would say D.Va is a solid choice. Speaking of Sigma, there needs some practice. Like he has a pretty high skill level. I don't think he's a pretty high skill ceiling, so to say. But I don't think he has a very high and like skill entry to be efficient with him. I would say I am at the best a decent with Sigma, but yeah, like I would say start with D.Va, then try out the Ryan, Orisa, Roadhog, and then go. And if those doesn't seem fun enough, then go to like Sigma or Winston. Or yeah, you can go to Doom also, but I think you're gonna get a lot of more out of Winston. But if you enjoy Doomfist, then play Doomfist. This is not like who to pick. This is just a bit more like what you can expect. Let's see, Junker Queen, hard but fun. I would probably say she's a bit easier than Doomfist to learn, but she's a lot more fun than Doomfist in my opinion. And yeah, she probably does the least amount of damage among the tanks, and she's kind of squishy for a tank, to be honest, but she's a lot of fun. She is so much fun, like even when and if I'm not having a good game, I'm having fun when I'm playing her. Let's see, Echo. I would say needs some practice, not much, but just for her playstyle, I would not put her in a first time to try out. Like she maybe in your third or fourth game as a DPS, you can try her out if you want. She like, and reason is that she's like she's one of two heroes that can fly, which it takes a bit to and her projectiles to like be able to move around, aim and all that, and using her projectiles to shoot where the enemies will be and not where they are. It takes a bit of practice, but I wouldn't say she's super hard to learn. Farah is yes. Even if she's flying, she got a big rocket launcher. She's kinda like with Junkrats, that they have like explosive, like they do damage to an area, so you don't have to hit spot on the enemies to damage them. She's I would say she's not the easiest to master, but if you just want to get in and shoot rocket launchers, then she's your pick. And yeah, I personally don't find her very fun. Yes, because she has a playstyle I don't enjoy. But that's like, if you like her, play her. And last Baptiste, I would say need some practice. Not really the easiest to support player, but you can to learn. But I wouldn't put him that you need a lot of practice. You need a lot, but not as much as these three down here. And like, don't get me wrong, need some practice doesn't mean that you're gonna learn them in a day. Like, I've been playing for a couple of years, so to say, and like I have close to 100 hours on Widow, I think, and like I'm not good. I wouldn't say I'm a good Widow player, but I would say to get in to understand the heroes for new players, you're gonna need some practice with all of these, to be able to win games with them. And with these are hard but fun, you're gonna need some more practice. And these three down here, you're gonna need to play like every day, play the same hero every day for quite a long time to be able to really be able to use them properly. So yeah, this is me that have played Overwatch for a couple of years. I never really played much competitive, but I played a lot, and from playing the beta and also playing a few days of the full release of Overwatch 2, for all of you that are completely new to the game, this is probably the tip I would give you. So yeah, and as a last thing for tanks, if you want to try tank for the first time, go absolute first game, go with Diva, damage, soldier, and the support. It's a tie between Mora and Mercy. And and then just explore. Like, every hero here has something to offer, and this is my bias and my opinion on it. And if some other veteran Overwatch players see this and don't really agree with it, let me know, and let me know why. But yeah, this has been my tier list of Overwatch heroes for completely new players. So I hope it's been helpful, and yeah, if you liked it, and if you want to see more Overwatch, because I will most likely stream it, subscribe. And if you think you know some people that this would be useful for them watching, share the video with them. and have a good whatever it is where you are, and I will see you in the next stream or video. Bye bye!